Okay, so when we finished last time, we finished up everything on this page, and now we're going to see what happens when we make the page smaller. You can see that we have some crunching going on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come in here, right mouse click and inspect. That's going to put this inspection on the right hand side, and you can see when I move back and forth, the numbers show up here, showing me how, not that one, showing me how wide the screen is. So if we keep going, you can see that it looks like it breaks right about 600. So you can see right about here, right about here, everything doesn't look so good. And that's at 600. There we go. So what we want to do is make a media query at that point and say, okay, well, at this point, let's go ahead and stack all these, because having them side by side seems kind of ridiculous at this point. All right. So let's go down to the bottom, and we're going to add our 600 media query, and that is at media, screen, and min width 600. So what we want to do is we always do mobile first, and the mobile styles will be above this, and then starting here, this is what happens after it hits 600. All right, so one of the things I do is I do H1 color yellow, and really that just lets us know that it's actually all working. So if I come back here and I refresh, so right now it is 600. Okay, well, it didn't turn yellow. What's going on here? Oh, I see. It should be it should be yellow here. Color yellow, H1. And up here, specificity. Where is it? There it is, header H1. So there's a lesson for you. File, save all, and refresh. Maybe this will fix it. Yes. See, it didn't change before because I was using header H1 to put the color on there. That's 2 points in specificity score. And I came down here and said, well, make all H1s just yellow. That's a 1 point. 2 is greater than 1. This would not change that. Let that be a lesson to you that I just learned myself. All right. So the next thing we want to do is we want our nav to be side by side. All right. So what we need to do is go up and find where it is the nav. Okay. So this is our nav. Background color, we want to keep that, but we don't want it to display flex. So we're going to copy that and move it down here. And you can see it gets a little off kilter here. So I just select that, press tab, and that moves everything right back where it should be. So I want it to only flex after there. And then we come back up here and go, okay, well, nav UL, display flex. I don't want it to flex, and I don't want it to have a padding left anymore of 1%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment out each of these. Well, maybe I want a padding left. Well, let's then go down here. And lift style 1. In fact, I think, let's change that. Okay, I'm going to just not flex it. So down here, we just want to flex it. We don't need these two styles. Now, I could delete them. I like this to comment them out. so that if everything goes to heck in a handbasket, I can just uncomment them and go, okay, well, let's figure out what it is. Once I delete them, now I have to go and try to remember what I typed. So at the end, I'll clean up all this. Okay, let's do refresh, and then start moving it in. And you can see now they're stacked. So before, they were just about ready to be crushed, and now we're going to go ahead and stack them one on top of the other. Excellent. Okay, the same thing with the header. So we don't want these side by side anymore. So I come up here and find where I flex them, and I'll copy this, move it down and say, well, I only want it to flex when it gets to 600. And again, I have to select these three and then tab it over so it looks better. So flex and justify content. The padding of the header, I want to keep that. So I'm going to go ahead and comment this out. And then at the top here, I'm going to comment out display flex. Right? I don't want it to flex, but I do want to keep the padding. And that's why I have that up there. So let's go ahead and do File, Save All, and refresh. And now you can see now it's stacked one on top of the other. And until it gets to right here, that's 255. No smartphone is that small. All right, so that's working. Okay, and we just keep on moving down. Now we have this section right here, and that is section flex. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Move this down underneath header. You can see I'm keeping everything in the same order, so it's easy for me to figure out, or if someone coming behind me to figure out what I was doing. All right, and now this background color I want to keep, the border I want to keep, so I'm going to go ahead and comment that out. But back up here in the section, I no longer want it to flex at the smaller size. But I do want to have that background color, and I do want to have that border. So it's just a back and forth. If you do it one piece at a time, you won't have any issues. Okay, so now these are stacked. Look at that. Everything just fixed itself. Sweet. Very nice. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. Let's see, the only other thing is, what if let's see, where's that button? Okay, so here is the button. Specials, article, button. Let's try this. Let's do margin 0 auto. See what happens. File, save all, and refresh. Nope, that didn't work. I was thinking that we could move this to the center. Oh, wait a minute, I did it up there. Let's see. Let's see. Disregard what I'm doing here. Let's see. Oh, text the line. I don't know about that. Let's, obviously this didn't work. And let's do text line. Center. No, that's not going to work either. Well, let's see it. Let's see if it does. File, save all, and refresh. That did not work. That's because see, it's centering it in within that box. Yeah, text align center, that works. Element style. P the button. So this is not working. Alright, let's do P dot button text align center. File, save all, refresh. Duh! I can't get that P to stop even when I'm targeting it. P was a class. P dot button. That's a P with a class of button. Should text align center. It ain't doing it. And we're at 12 minutes. Alright, so you'll have to figure it out on your own. Alright, that's it for this lesson.